It's Monday. Who's ready for a big start to a big week? Hopefully, everybody's ready for a big start to a big week because there's every reason that this should be a huge week. We are still focusing on COVID-19, I notice, when I look at the newspaper and hear something on the radio or the TV, which I don't see very often for very good reasons. However, it's important to keep up with current events, and lots of talk out there about doom and gloom as a result of COVID-19. And of course, there is a tremendous amount of doom and gloom in some quarters. But at the same time, I hear reports of businesses that are growing exponentially. They're growing far greater, or at a far greater rate, than anybody who's experiencing it that I'm hearing of could have imagined. And that's really exciting. Growth at any time in a business is exciting. The question is it what you actually want? Growth for the sake of growth is not necessarily something that's good for you, but growth that is delivering what you want in terms of why are you running this business? What's the life that you want? All the important questions, that's good growth. So through the years, I've seen growth that happens, month on month, doubling. And if that's a single person running a business and a job doesn't take too long to do, and you're starting off with one job in month one, and then you've got two in month two, and you've got four jobs in month three, then perhaps that's not too difficult to deal with. But what about if you're starting that sort of growth from a much larger base? What are the things that you need to consider? You've got to think of your staff. Can your staff do it? Do you have enough staff? Maybe we need more staff. And a lot of people rush out and put on more staff. And in the rush, perhaps they don't undertake the questioning quite as clearly as they might, and they don't get the right staff. If you don't have the right staff, you're not going to get the job done. So it doesn't matter how many you've got. If they can't do the job's not going to get done. All of a sudden, you're in strife. And that's just a symptom of what can happen when you're experiencing growth. So the best way to experience growth is to plan for it, to actually understand what's going on in the world so that you can place your business in the right place to take advantage of whatever the changes are that are happening. And even if there's not change for the sake of change, whatever the circumstances are, you can be taking advantage of them. We don't need a change necessarily in the outside world for us to take advantage of what we do, to provide that service to the right people. It might simply be we need to change within ourselves to understand what it is that we deliver to people so that we can get a better result in our business. That takes clarity. It takes a good look inside ourselves and inside our business and inside the mind of our prospect, for that matter, our ideal client, so that we can put ourselves in a space where we really are going to take advantage of whatever circumstances exist at whatever time. And they're always there. You look around, there's plenty of examples of businesses that have experienced growth because there was a change in external circumstances and subsequently disappeared because the growth wasn't handled well. But there are also plenty of examples of businesses that decided to grow to a particular level, went out and actually did it. Now, before the wenting out, so to speak, you actually have to plan for it. Otherwise, when you go out there into the big bad world might eat you up. So good planning is what it's all about in business. And it's not just a matter of planning for growth. It might be a matter of planning to stay precisely the size that you are. whatever the decision is that you make about where your business wants to be, the idea is to have a good plan so that you understand what's going to happen, or at least what's likely to happen. Very often, we keep hearing the old saying of the best laid plans of mice and men, and I'm never actually worked out what happens after that piece. The best laid plans of mice and men. I think it goes something like, can sometimes go awry, but maybe I just made that up. So whatever plans you've made, sometimes circumstances change, and sometimes those circumstances can make your plans look absolutely wonderful or inadequate, and a whole bunch of other things as well. But if you've got a plan, you're much better placed to understand what changes are happening. And it's understanding the changes that are happening that's important to you. When we can see the change for what the change is, we can deal with it. If we see a change but don't necessarily appreciate what it really is, sometimes we make going to say incorrect. Perhaps we make decisions that are not the best to provide the outcome that we want. And that's the most important thing about it, is being able to make a decision that gives you the best opportunity to achieve the outcome that you want. That way, you can move through life, you can move through your business, enjoying all the fruits of all the labour and having a good time. In the end, what's business all about? Business is about giving you a life. And it should be a life that you enjoy. So start today, look at where you can grow, look at the circumstances that are out there at the minute surrounding you and your business. How can I grow this business to deliver to me precisely what it is that I want? When you can see the business and the world in that light, life gets a heck of a lot easier. So get out there, have a great week, and I'll be here Monday.